previous lesson, we have seen how to delete a specific item from a user cart. Now in this lesson, we are going to add the checkout form. So basically at the bottom of our table, here we will add a link. Now once someone click this place order button, at that time they will be redirected to ecom:order. Now let's save this file and go to our urls.py, and here we will register our new path. So basically when someone visits the path order, at that time the order method of our views will execute. Now let's save this and open our views.py, and here at the bottom we will define our new method. This method will handle two types of requests, post and get. So let's start with the post request. So basically when someone clicks on this link, it will redirect the user to the /order path, and there the user will see a form, checkout form, that contains the fields of our order model. We will take few of these fields and put it out in a form called checkout form, and we will render that form into a template so that the user can fill that checkout form before proceeding to the payment part. So here inside the post method, so basically inside the if block, what we need to do is use the checkout form and pass the post request. And now we will check if the form is valid or not. If the form is valid, then in that case we are executing the method form.save. However, we have passed commit to false. So that means we are creating a new order object, but till now we have not saved it into the database. Now we need to set few things like the user, the order status, the order timestamps, and finally the order total, which will be equal to cart total. And finally order.save, in order to save this data into the database. Now in order to use cart.total, we need to get the user cart. We have placed this cart outside any condition block because we want to use this value inside if also inside the else block too. So here, after the order is saved into the database, what we will do is set the order items. So here what we are doing is, inside the for block, we are creating a new order item object and pass the values like order, product, and quantity. So basically, we are fetching the cart items, looping through the data, and creating order items with that data. Now once that is done, we will redirect the user to the checkout page. Now if the form is not valid, then in that case, we will render the form with validation errors. And now for the else part, we are initializing our checkout form and render the template. Now there are many things that we need to do in order to make it work. The first thing that we will do now is create the checkout form. So let's open our forms.py file, and here at the bottom we will create our new class. This checkout form is going to be a model form. And here the model will be order. For example, here I am showing how to select all the fields in a model form. We can use fields equals to underscore underscore all and double underscore to get all the fields from a model and use inside a form class. However, for this form, we are going to exclude few fields. So here we have passed few values inside the exclude. So these fields will not be added into the form. Now let's import the model order from our models file. And now save this. And let's get back to our views file. Now we need to import our checkout form here along with order item and date time. Now let's save this file, and you can see here we need to create a new template called order.html. So let's go inside the pages directory, and here we are going to create a new template file. This will extend our layout file app.html. So basically what we are doing here is we are dividing the layout into two parts. At the left hand side we will have our checkout form, and at the right hand side we will display the items the user is right now going to place an order for, along with the total price. So let's add a form here. So here we have added our checkout form, and inside the form we are having CSRF token, load crispy forms tags, and finally our form and a submit button. Now let's go to the right hand side. So basically what we are doing here is we are dividing the layout into two parts. At the left hand side we will have our checkout form, and at the right hand side we will display the items the user is right now going to place an order for, along with the total price. So let's add a form here. So here we have added our checkout form, and inside the form we are having CSRF token, load crispy forms tags, and finally our form and a submit button. Now let's go to the right hand side. So here at the right hand side, we have added a table that contains the items available in the user cart at the moment. And at the bottom, we have added the cart total value. Now let's save this, but before we give it a try, we need to fix few links. The first thing is, let's go to navbar, and here we need to change it to ecom index. And here, if the user is logged in, then in that case, we will also show user the option to go to their cart. Now let's save this and give it a try. I'm currently logged in as a buyer. Now if I visit the home page, here is a single product available right now. Now let's choose the quantity, add to cart, and here we are getting quantity 2 along with the price calculated depending on the quantity and product price. Now let's click on place order, and here we are getting our checkout page. At the right hand side, it's showing the total value along with the cart items, and at the left hand side we are getting our form. So basically, when we submit this form, what will happen is, if the form is valid, then the cart items will be stored into order item, and the order will be created, and we will be redirected to the checkout page where we will implement our Stripe payment gateway to proceed with the checkout. In the next lesson, we will proceed with the checkout by using Stripe payment gateway, and then we will check by filling out this form.